money as possible just because they had the Princeton seal. My parents did the same thing. They have a box of Princeton memorabilia at our house. Envelopes, coasters, pins. Every couple of months while I was in college, my dad would ask me to buy him a new pack of Princeton pens. They just write better than any other pen I've ever had, he'd say. But they were your standard black Bic ballpoints, and I knew better. When I got into Princeton, my parents couldn't understand why I didn't immediately send in my deposit. It was the first time I felt like they might actually force me to do something. My high school English teacher said it was because of the gold ring. Having a kid who goes to Princeton, he told me, is like wearing one all the time. A lot of Princeton parents have worn these gold rings for years. They went to Princeton or another Ivy, as did their parents, as did their parents. But for Denise and me, and our families, this was a new thing. My dad never went to college, and my mom went to a 2-year art school. Denise's parents both attended state universities in Illinois, so Princeton was a big deal. Graduation was a big deal, and this raised the stakes for what came after it. "We are sitting in this place of honor," Denise's father continued, "because tomorrow Denise will be receiving one of the most prestigious awards at Princeton University." Denise thought about what her mom told her the day she started high school. Stand up straight, shoulders back. Denise had been a chronic sloucher. She'd always been tall, almost 6 feet by the time she turned 16. Growing up, she hated the way her head popped up above everyone else's. She hated attention from the basketball coaches at her all-white suburban middle school, guys who refused to accept the towering black girl's complete lack of coordination. Standing in her uncle's living room, in front of her whole family, Denise was sorely tempted to give in to old instincts, to hunch her shoulders, look at the ground, and make herself small. It was too much. She believed that all this, graduating from Princeton with honors and the special award, happened because of God and the people around her. It felt like a lie to take the credit. She wasn't even sure she'd want the praise and recognition if she thought she deserved it, because taking the credit came with a whole slew of expectations. Success, wealth, Harvard Medical School. Her father kept talking, directing everyone toward Denise and her accomplishments. She hated it, but he wasn't the kind of guy you stopped mid-conversation. Mr. Aboya is 6'3", with wide shoulders and a torso like a punching bag chock full of heavy cement. Unshakable. He's a man, Denise says to describe him. "Denise has made us very proud, and being our first child, we thank her so much because the rest will follow suit," yelled one of Denise's aunts. "Amen," said one of her uncles. Another aunt yelled, "Let them follow." The room was full of children. Denise knew many of her parents' friends had brought their kids along tonight, hoping they'd be inspired to follow her example. After Denise's dad finished speaking, her grandfather stood up. Back in Bamenda, Vincent Aboya was the Tita, the prince. As he got to his feet, the room fell instantly silent. He stood still for a minute before starting to speak, taking his time to choose his words. It was a noble kind of pause. He knew they would wait. "When Denise started Princeton, I told her father that if I have to come back to America again, it will be for Denise's graduation," he said, "and here I am." Everyone clapped. Vincent had been to America 5 times in his life. The trip was expensive, and the visa application difficult. But he had come, and Denise understood the weight of that honor. "Denise has lifted the Aboya name high," he said, making eye contact with his granddaughter. "We know more great things will come." As the rest of our class screamed the lyrics to the incessantly peppy pop song Call Me Maybe at 10 o'clock the night after baccalaureate, Alex sat in her dorm room staring at her computer screen, trying to finish a research paper. After moving out a few days before, her room was completely empty except for a pillow and blanket, a fluorescent desk lamp, and a stack of old library books. Alex picked at the chicken sandwich.